Here's what I've learned so far as an editorial trainee in film. Let's get cracking. So the first thing I learned is always open an Avid bin locked. So on some projects, you'll have an editor's project and an assistant's project. Sometimes just for ease, they have one project. So the assistants share the editor's project, which is good because it means you don't have to constantly be dragging bins from one project to another. But it's also scarier because it means you basically have access to the whole entire edit, which means you need to be very, very, very careful about opening bins. Check what you're opening and always make sure you open the bin locked, because there's nothing worse than accidentally removing or deleting something or changing an edit. If you need to make changes, make your own personal bin, copy that sequence over and make changes there. Another thing I learned about is reels. So when you're exporting, especially in feature where it's a very, very long sequence, instead of exporting the film each time, cut it up into reels. And that way it can make the turnovers a bit easier. You just export that reel rather than the entire movie. It made me laugh when I first heard about it. So I was like, reels? Are you guys doing like Instagram posts over here? Next, it's okay to ask for holiday. This is something I was absolutely terrified of doing because I thought I'm gonna get fired if I ask for a holiday. That is not the case at all. And that leads me on to my next point of communication. If you communicate very early on, any lovely team will be okay with that. And that just even goes for everything. If you're going out, be like, hey, does anyone need anything? Or hey, I've just done this, or hey, I've just done that. It just means your whole team is informed, and it just makes the whole process so much easier because people aren't constantly having to chase you for stuff. Take photos of receipts as you get them. As an editorial trainee, you will be doing the lunches and buying things for the production. And on my first week, I forgot to take a picture of a receipt and it somehow vanished out of my pocket. I don't even know how. And I had to fill out a lost receipts form and it was a whole complicated mess. So when you purchase an item and you go to the checkout, take a photo of it right there and then. Don't even leave that shop until you've taken a photo. And the last one, this isn't really something I've learned, but more something I've discovered. I like coffee. I was never much of a coffee drinker before coming into the industry, and now that is part of my morning routine. I come in, I make a coffee. It's so nice. I've also discovered batch brew coffee, which is like basically grounded coffee beans. Please guys, can you drop in the comments any good companies for batch brew coffee? I'm trying to impress my editor by getting him some good coffee. He showed me some really good coffee, and I want to like return the favor by showing him some coffee that I found, but I'm kind of struggling to know what's good and what's not because I'm sort of new to this coffee industry. So any recommendations, drop it below. And yeah, I'm excited to see what I learn next. All the best, guys.